Hey everyone, Sean Gares here, and I'm joined by the newest additions of the 100 Thieves Roobet Counter-Strike team. We have Messioso.
Hello,
and
hello.
of course, who's this guy? Rain?
Rain. Howie. What's up, guys?
For those of you that, don't follow CS over there at home, I'm going to have these two guys introduce themselves. We got Messioso over here. Why don't you go ahead and start us off, Graham, and then after that, we can get to knowing this guy right here, right?
Yeah, I think you guys already know who he is, hopefully. So I'm Graham, commonly go by Messioso online. I spent the previous 4 years of my life working as the GM of Counter-Strike for Complexity. And before that, I've got experience working with tournament organizers, Blast and ESL. And I've jumped over to 100 Thieves now to build this really cool project with these guys.
Yeah. I'm Howie, otherwise also known as Rain. My resume is a little bit shorter. I played 10 years for Faze, and now it's a new chapter. What's up, guys?
No, I'm not. I refuse to let him get away with his resume short. Look at this. Look at this. I have this up right now. This is his wiki. Look at these first places. This is absurd. In other games, this just isn't even possible.
Yeah. Guys, major MVP, major winner,
This is
Intel
crazy.
Grand Slam winner.
Keeps going. This is crazy. Look at all the first places, dude.
That's crazy.
That's gnarly. Have you ever looked at this over your career?
That's a lot of gold.
Dude.
So I saw that. Some of those were Blast group stages.
It still counts, no?
It's first to fourth. It doesn't count.
It's a wiki entry. It doesn't matter. It's there. No one remembers.
That's true.
So there's a lot of craziness in the CS scene for people that aren't used to the open circuit aspect. And that's why we got Graham here. So this guy literally has walls of his house dedicated to understanding the VRS system. So,
I wouldn't go that far.
I'm kidding, of course.
My wife would never allow that. So.
Run us through this, Graham.
Yeah, so the CS ecosystem, especially if you guys coming from Valorant or League of Legends, which is a lot more sort of closed and restricted, I guess, it's very open. We have lots of different tournament organizers who are all running their own ecosystems, and they all have certain levels of prestige. And I guess we can start off with like the majors, where typically we run 2 majors a year, usually like June and December. Those kind of cap off the season.
Best of 5 finals.
And start out to just announce the best of 5 finals. So we're not going to be competing in that one. We're not going to be ready for that. But
You never know, Graham.
We never know. I mean, we've got like 3 weeks. The majors, that's like the equivalent of like Worlds. We have that twice a year, so yeah, maybe they're slightly less prestigious in that sense, but 6 months is a pretty good season for Counter-Strike. And then outside of that, we have like the major tournament organizers like ESL, Blast, and PGL, who are running their own like big circuits. They typically run like 7 or 8 events each a year. And on top of that, like ESL run their Intel Grand Slam, where basically, I think they've changed the rules slightly recently, but you basically have to win like 4 events, including like one of their, what they consider like championship events, which is usually Cologne or Katowice, which is now Krakow next year for starting 2026. And Howie won one of those.
I did. 2023.
Dude, what was that like?
It was good. It was a little strange because we played on... we were hoping to do it in an arena, to get that extra feeling of it. But we played in Malta in like a closed-off pro league studio environment. So it was a little different, but it was nice to close it out.
Dude, the crowds in Cologne are just insane. That's my favorite event. Is that your favorite event? What's your favorite event?
Favorite stadium I've played in was actually in Belo Horizonte.
Really?
In Brazil, yeah. Because they were playing in like an old like stone stadium.
That's sick.
And the screams just kind of vibrated your stage when you walked out. So that was a crazy experience.
What do you think about the Merkin crowd?
It's good. It's good. I mean, I have had some bad experience with it in 2018, you could say.
I'm not bringing it up again. You already gave me shit for the last time I brought it up.
I don't really care. It's past now, so it's fine.
Spill the tea.
I mean, Sean, do you remember when I mentioned that he lost 3 major finals?
Oh,
obviously,
bro.
one of them was Boston, Sean. You brought it up.
I was baited into this. Stop.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also quite impressive to have lost 3 major finals. Like, that's still an achievement in itself.
Yeah, you could say so. But it's the worst time to lose, I feel like.
What did you do before you were a gamer? We're going in the weeds right now.
Football or soccer, as America calls it.
Did you have like a normal job?
I did. I worked in a grocery store. Actually, for like, since I was 16 up until I was 20 to 20, I about turned 21. That's when I got my first contract with Kingwin.
Nice.
So I left my job on a day and told them I'm not coming in. So.
Dude, that Kingwin team. Damn, that Kingwin team was fun.
Yeah, I mean that was the archetype for every single multinational roster that's
Yeah.
followed, right? You guys were like the first one.
First one.
Yeah.
And basically it's the same team as is in Faze. It's the same lineup the entire way, or same team at least.
Yeah, you're the only player that survived the whole thing.
So we went to Kingwin, then we went to G2, then on to Faze.
Yeah. What was the first? Hold on, wait. Fox, Scream, Michael Lele, and Skitten.
Yes, that was the first lineup we had.
Yeah, and then you got Dennis for Skitten.
Yes.
Yeah, I like Dennis.
Isn't it pronounced Huiten?
Huiten.
I don't know. It's written Sky 10, right?
Yeah,
for anyone who's watching online or trying to Google it.
It's a Swedish SK. It's Skitten.
Yeah, like so that team was like just a bunch of guys who were like sort of like outgrown their national scenes or like couldn't get onto like NIP or Fnatic in the terms of the Swedish guys. That they just like all came together, right?
Yeah, for me it was because Michael was part of NIP.
Yeah,
and then he was benched there, and then he got LGB was also owned by NIP, the same owners.
Oh right,
yeah. What ended up, we needed a player for Copenhagen Games, and then we ended up getting Michael into the team. And then I played with him during tournament, and I played pretty okay. And he was like, "Oh, come with me. I'm gonna start an international project," and that's how it started.
That's wild, dude.
I was actually about to quit Counter-Strike as well right after the tournament because I was 20. I worked at a grocery store. I didn't want to keep playing games. I wanted to go.
Yeah, there was no money back then.
No, I wanted to do something else, all right? And then I got that call, and I got a contract, and I was like, "Whoa, shit! I'm gonna go play some games."
Yeah. Dude, the gamers these days just don't know. There was no money. There was no clout back then. It was just, you were in it for the love of the game.
Also, I started really old as well, you know. Like, my first pro team, I was already 21 almost.
Yeah. I mean, that's old now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
like,
old now. But
back then, that's like, wow, you got this contract like crazy.
Yeah.
I had us in the weeds, so let me put the cart back in the right spot with the horse, however that saying goes. Yeah, you've been playing for well over a decade as a pro player. What do you think are some of like your biggest accomplishments in your career right now?
I'm gonna go just with a major as an international squad.
Yeah.
We managed to get it. Also getting an MVP there at the age that I did with 28. Still the oldest major MVP. So that is it. And then closing out the Grand Slam as well. I think those two are the ones that are dearly held in my memories.
Yeah. How did you make it through all this time in the Counter-Strike scene? Because it's so brutal, right? Like you mentioned the travel, all the tournaments. You've gone through so many iterations of teams, but yet you've kept this consistent level over all these years. What do you think like has allowed you to do that? Because you've probably seen a lot of people come and go.
Yeah, I think one thing that helps a lot is I met my current wife. My wife.
Current wife.
God. I met my wife in 2015, right when I became pro. She's not
even like that.
The funny thing is, it's a joke. It's a bit that you say that, but you said it realistically.
Yeah. So she's been with me through everything. She made when I started, she didn't know what she was getting into, but she's been very supportive and letting me do this for 10 years it's been what's keeping me more stable at least.
Yeah, that's amazing, dude. I remember meeting her like probably when you guys like first started dating.
Probably actually.
Yeah.
Cologne. I think that was the first time she went to.
That's so crazy that like how our lives have all played out now. What were your plans when you left Faze? Like, what was going through your head? I mean, other than like the airplane rides to the BC Game headquarters like once a month, like what were you thinking?
You mean the helicopter rides?
Yeah.
It wasn't my request, guys. Okay? It wasn't my request. But I don't know. I was pissed in the start, to be honest, because I knew I would lose out on a major. Would be stuck with them, and I was a bit frustrated in how we could handle. So that was the first thing that went into my mind, and then it was just about figuring out what's next. Like what kind of path I want to do and what I want to do afterwards.
Yeah. And I mean, Graham, you can attest to this. In our first conversations with you, Howie, you were like, I want to play now. Like not 4 months on, not like you wanted to play like right away.
Yeah, I didn't really want to wait until New Year's, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, what you're saying about like being angry about like not being able to play, people probably can't wrap their heads around that because you've been playing for so long, but it just flows through your body. It's like your blood, actually. You know, like it's in your blood to play competitively, and when it's not there, it's just weird, right?
Yeah, I've had a schedule for the last 10 years, which is basically, if I'm home, I have 8 to 9 hours of practice every day.
Yeah.
And then the travel, and then the practice, and it's just been a cycle for 10 years. But now that when the news came, I didn't have anything to do.
Yeah.
So everything just changed overnight, basically. So it was a little rough.
More dad time?
More dad time, which has been very nice, especially with the newborn now, to be home and actually see him, the steps and everything. So that's nice in a way, but at the same time, I wanna play. Like seeing all the tournaments, I see Faze play, I see all the teams play. Then
yeah. So the talks with Rain in the off season, we're talking about like acquiring Rain and bringing him into the 100 Thieves Roobet CS team. It went really well. Like, you can ask how we had our first call. Things went super well. Just understanding at that point that you were interested in IGLing. That was like a huge opening for us, because I kept saying behind closed doors, it's like, this is gonna be hard to find the IGL, the Opper. We have to look at cores and all these different things. But having a stable player like Rain come to us and be willing to IGL was an incredible thing. And basically, things went really smoothly. Like, I think at every step, you've said like exactly what you want, what you expect, and you have a pretty good idea of like how you envision the team being built out, with like a lot of different options for us to fall into. So honestly, things have just been quite easy going. Graham, what do you think about that?
No, I agree. I was like, saying impressed is the wrong word, because it implies that I didn't like think that you would have these things, but like I was really happy that you had like a really strong feelings about like what you wanted, who you wanted to play with, the types of players you wanted to play with. And then when you started naming some of the names, which we'll leave out for now, like I was really happy that they were like, kind of crazy names. Like it's like, oh cool, like you don't just want to like bring in a bunch of like your old friends and just like recreate your old team. Like you want to actually like go and find like these young kids and guys that like people may not have heard of, and like build like an actually really cool team. So yeah, like for me that was like a really good sign that like you were in it for the right reasons, because like that was something that I think me and Sean were like, we need to make sure that you're in it for the right reasons. You're not just like coming to like a retirement home or something. Yeah. So we like internally were sort of thinking like we need to sort of ensure that was the case, and we were really happy when you brought up these things yourself, and
I have my ideas, and you guys both know, but like, what do you guys think like takes to make a roster consistent in CS? Because there's so much travel, there's so little ability to like practice in the server sometimes, like in certain stretches. And so like, what makes some of these teams like Vitality even capable of doing what they are over long periods of time? I
think you need like the roles to be correct. Like some teams don't have the roles set, like they would kind of just play a little random, like we did in Faze, where the roles weren't very set. But I also didn't think it creates a lot of instability, which we had really high highs, and we had also really bad like low lows. Like Vitality, to have the role kind of set to the player, and I think that's something that's important for stability over a long time. And also how you balance your life with all the traveling. You need to be able to actually reset when you have to, when you have a break for like a week or something, to actually reset and take the time to heal your brain and body.
I'd echo that last bit. I think I've worked with a few players who, when their entire life is Counter-Strike, then your life is ride or die on Counter-Strike, Whereas like, I mean, we all have wives at home and kids at home. Like something when you go home, it's like there is more to life than just Counter-Strike. Like having that ability to like reset and like know that there's something else out there, like it's really good for you. Like I think some of these players who maybe came like straight from school, just like got into Counter-Strike, they don't necessarily have anything outside of their life that is not Counter-Strike. I think that can be a big like pitfall for some of them, where they just get stuck in this cycle of like Counter-Strike went bad, so I'm unhappy, so I'm going to sleep bad, so I'm going to perform bad, and then like the cycle doesn't end, and it's only good when you're winning, and if you're not winning, it's not good. So I think that's something that a lot of players struggle with, and they don't know that they're struggling with that problem.
Yeah, and I feel like that is a huge thing in CS, is like the ability to have that off switch mentally and understanding when to rest. I also think team culture in Counter-Strike is so big, right?
Yeah.
Like I think Apex has done such a good job on Vitality in being a leader for that team. Because you have such a dynamic range of ages in Counter-Strike. The game doesn't change so much where it forces these older players in different parts of their life to step away because they'll always have the core aspect of the game down. And so they have longevity and can create a long career. But it also creates an environment where you're going to have like kids with people with kids on the same team. And you know, you have to build a culture where these people can get along together, and certain teams can figure all that out. And I feel like those teams that mesh the best are the teams that perform the best. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I agree. I think you need to have a good bond. You need to be able to joke around and do things outside of the server as well. It's kind of like a family in a way.
Yeah. Top 3 favorite teammates.
Oh shit, put him on the spot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Olofmeister, Frozen, and I'll go with Finn.
Olofmeister. I like
okay.
that. You played with him a long time, right?
It's my boy.
Yeah, okay. I had to throw that in there because those are probably like the guys that set the culture, right? Like those are really important people to you.
Yeah.
That's awesome to hear. Graham, who was your favorite players you've worked with?
Favorite player I've worked with? I mean, I have a very long-standing. No, so I can sort of dip it back a little bit. Like I really liked working with Dupree when I was like kind of behind the scenes at Astralis. Like I get along really well with Dupree. He's I guess a long-term friend in a way. From the more recent teams, like I mean, I love Håkon. I love Holzak. Like he's a really nice guy to be around with, like nice guy to travel with, and you know, like considering we had like a lot of the American guys with us, like a nice European for me to work with. I love working with JT. I think he's really, really smart, like really, really dedicated to everything. I wish we were able to give him, you know, sort of like the players that he deserves in a way. I'd love to see how far he could go as an IGL with like the, you know, sort of like an unlimited budget team. But actually, I think the player who's had like the most impact on me would be Elige. Like I think he was someone that I, you know, like we kind of butted heads a lot because like we both like quite strong opinion on how like we wanted things to go. But like once we figured out like how to work with each other, like I learned a lot from him in terms of like how to work my job better and to make things better for him because like he had very high expectations for like across the board. So that was like quite a nice experience for me, and like he's a really genuine, nice person to work with. So yeah, I like working with Elige a lot.
Yeah, I agree. John is like an incredible. He's so smart. The way he perceives the game and approaching practice and just having like different layers of like I have an A game, a B game, a C game. Like he opened my eyes to a lot of like these micro aspects of like the esports gaming experience, right? Because I think more macro, and I think he's just like a master in his craft. He's so smart.
He's a really hard worker.
He is.
Yeah.
So next question coming your guys' way, a little bit hard hitting because I'm gonna put you guys on the spot and basically like the community will have a fire to your feet. So keep that in mind when you answer this question. But how do you guys envision this team playing out, and like what are the goals that you are setting for yourself in the short and long term? And I know this is a little bit hard because right now we don't know if we're gonna have a core or a free agent roster. We're looking at a lot of different ways this could go. I'm curious, both options. What are your guys' answers there?
To what I prefer? So if we get a core, then I would like to play the first major of the next season, the Cologne one.
Yeah.
Haven't missed a Cologne yet in my career. This would be my first one if we don't make it.
No, we got to make it.
We got to make it. But if it's free agent, then very high or slow chance of happening, but making the same major, Cologne. But not if not, then the next one at the end of next year.
Yeah. And Graham, you know better than anyone, dude. You've got like this all planned out already.
Yeah, I mean, as planned out as I can be with the whole VRS system, but like, I think realistically, like the first major with a fresh build is going to be tough. It's not impossible. Like there was ways to qualify for Budapest by playing one tournament.
Yeah,
like playing the open qualifiers, closed qualifiers, and then finals of the start out of Bucharest event. You could technically qualify for stage 2 of the major in Europe that way. So like it was possible, but like it's like the craziest like golden road you've ever ridden, right? So I think realistically, like going from nothing to the major in essentially 4 months, because you're like if the cutoff is going to be like probably the start of April, like you've got January, February, March. Like there's not much time to get the points to qualify. So I think that's probably unrealistic. So I think for me, it's like setting ourselves up to have like a really good second half of the year. Yeah. So like, you know, it's gonna take some time to build the team anyway. So like, you know, we can't expect to like have a team January and then just start winning events. Like that's unrealistic. So I think just like taking like a few months to ease into things, make sure we're building like really good foundations, really good fundamentals, so that when we get to the point where, like, I'd like to think by the time we get to like June, July, August, like that's when we're sort of hitting a point where we're qualifying for events and we're getting into like the invites. And then I think we're in a really good place. Then we just have to win.
Fair enough. Yeah.
We'll fix that.
I pretty much see eye to eye. It's like low expectations in the beginning, right? Because I know what it's like having players come in from all over and going over a new game plan. I'm expecting you to like have to learn to work with a head coach as an IGL. So yeah, there's going to be some growing pains in the beginning. But I think we're going to hit like a really golden spot, like a few months in, like you're thinking, Graham. And yeah, I think that's pretty fair.
I think you can frame it differently. I wouldn't say low expectations, because the expectation is that it's going to take time, right? So that is still meeting expectations.
That is true.
It's more like it's going to be a slow ramp up into like getting to the point where we want to be at, which is obviously competing in the top 10, 15. You know.
It's just not possible.
Exactly. It's just not possible to get there, but like we will be meeting expectations by following like the trend line upwards.
Exactly.
And that's good.
Yeah. This next question coming right back at you again, Rain. And I'm curious, as an ex-IGL, like what you're thinking about coming into this project right now. Like, are you worried? Like, how are you feeling about, you know, taking on IGLing? You told me privately you'd been like considering this for several months. How are you feeling?
So it's been on my mind for a little while. That's kind of my next step. Going through all the roles that I've played, like I just wanted to finish my career in this way. Either was my main goal was always go back to Norway and do it there for the Norwegian team, but then I also feel like I want to be a tier 1 scene still. So different opportunity came around the corner with you guys. I'm a little nervous, but also really excited for the challenge. You know, it's gonna be a lot more talking, to bring more water to the desk, and just trying to take control of some players. I don't want to micro too much in my IGLing, but I do want to get my point across if that makes sense.
Yeah, I actually had a coach interview recently, and I was like, I can't imagine you yelling at someone. Have you yelled at one of your players? Like, when's the last time you yelled at a player? You got like so angry.
Oh, that's actually not so long ago. It was we had a stand-in our team and we had a discussion and it got a little bit heated.
Dude, that had to be so hard to break you.
No, I mean I get frustrated and I get angry, but I don't yell. I would say I just start talking a bit louder.
No, it's a good thing actually that you reserve yourself. And I'll tell you a story from when I was coaching like the Valorant team for 100 Thieves. I was a similar way. I would come in like reserved because I have kids. Like I don't need to explain. Like I'm a different person than I was when I was in IGL and CS. And one day I just got really mad and I raised my voice. And one of the players messaged me and was like, I was so scared. I was like, dude, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you scared. I was just very upset.
Yeah. I think I've gotten pissed like 2 times in my career from practice.
I bet people are like, oh God.
Yeah, it's like, I think Kerrigan's mentioned a couple of times. There's this one time we played with Alu and Kiyoshima and they were like bickering at each other. We ruined the whole practice. And like, but around 20, I just started rushing with P90. I was like, fuck you guys. I'm done with this practice. And they just left the PC. I think that's one of the few times that I've actually got full tilted.
I'm imagining being on the other team and seeing Rain run it down with a P90.
Yeah, we played cash. We were CT. I just started rushing B holes like every round with P90. 10 rounds in a row.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, so I IGL'd for GT back in Cluj-Napoca. We lost to in the semis to, I think it was Envy back then.
Yeah.
That's like the only event that I actually fully IGL'd. And back then I went out and said I don't want to IGL. But then people have been using that against me also like 10 years after now, saying he doesn't even want to IGL, you know.
Was that the event that like Happy won?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And also it's going to be a big change for me because I did not really mid-round that much in Faze. I didn't mean let Kerrigan call. And was kind of just like a information gatherer for him, where I told him what utility used and things that are happening on the sites, and I gave him ideas in the freeze time. If you can kind of feel like your IGL is running out of ideas, then I try to chime in. And I think my mind and his mind were very aligned from playing so long together. So it's a new challenge, but it's exciting.
Yeah, I'm sure you're not gonna like recreate the wheel on IGLing.
Oh, I will.
After being under Kerrigan for so long, like you're probably gonna take a lot of Kerrigan stuff, I'd imagine. But you have your own thoughts, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm excited to see what you're cooking up. And that's it for us today. I hope you guys are as excited about it as we are. As you can see, like we had a really good convo here, going through all of Rain's history and getting to know Messioso a little bit more. So be sure to stay tuned for more announcements coming from 100 Thieves Roobet as we enter back into Counter-Strike. Any final thoughts from you guys?
So I'd start grinding with the 100 Thieves logo.
Yeah, looking forward to building out the rest of the team and seeing what we can cook up for you guys.